You don't have to be quiet, but
No, he is going to mute you anyway.
just letting a few more people into the meeting, into our service, and then we'll begin. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach, everyone. It's wonderful to, thank you, and that's a great reminder for me to mute everybody. Thank you, I appreciate it. We are celebrating not only Shabbat tonight, but we are celebrating our Simchat Torah. The beauty of that is that we will be doing it on a after the success of our Torah service videos for the High Holy Days. We have made a short video for you where you'll get to see the Torah and hear the Torah and hear some music and see some congregants and all the things we love packed into a relatively short movie. So and we pray that it will work and that we will have this special way of observing our holiday this evening. We begin tonight with Hine Matov.
Hine Matov Umanaim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Umanaim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine Matov Umanaim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Umanaim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Hine Matov Umanaim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Umanaim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad.
And now Lisa will lead us in the blessing for our festivals and candles.
All right. can see them. We'll try moving them over here. Or not. That would be great.
What would you like me to do?
After I light them, just move them.
Okay.
Carefully. Very
Yes,
carefully.
of course. Well, I'll move the tape.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov.
May these festival lights open our eyes to the joys in life, beauty that delights the eye, freedom to be ourselves, the knowledge of Torah that shapes our moral being, heritage of celebration that unites us as a people. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, for giving us life, sustaining us, and enabling us to reach this season.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
May your eyes sparkle with the light of Torah, and may your ears hear the music of its words. May the space between each letter of the scrolls bring warmth and happiness to your soul. May the syllables draw holiness from your heart, and may this holiness be gentle and soothing to you and all God's creatures. Hafachba v'hafachba decholava. Turn Torah and keep turning it, for everything can be found in it. Keep your eyes attached to it. Spend your lifetime in its study. Never budge from it, for there is no better way of life than this. Praise to you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Source of life, every year you plant within us a new tree of life. May it be your will that this year our Torah blossoms with kindness and not cruelty. wisdom and not foolishness, awareness and not thoughtlessness. May you teach us a Torah of love that will nourish us in every season.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivod Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Leolam Va'ed V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ela asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha Lema'an tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem
Adonai Elohechem Emet. And now a special reading from our Union Prayer Book for the holiday. Teach us humility, that we may be more aware of our own faults, and grant us the wisdom to be more forgiving of others. Give us the courage to be true to our highest selves, and the kindness of heart to see the best in those around us. Give us patience enough not to be discouraged, hope enough to overcome our fears for the future, and the vision to be aware of your presence. O source of all blessings, look with favor upon us, and may our service be acceptable to you. We praise you, whom alone we serve in reverence.
Yai bye bye bim biddy bum, yabba bye bye bim bum, yai bye bye bim biddy bum, yabba bye bye bim bum, I die 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 die, yabba bye bye bim bum, I die 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 die, yabba bye bye bim bum, mi chamocha b'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osevele, Nora tehilot osevele, Ma'alechutecha ra'u v'alecha, Bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'eli anu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Yai bye bye bim biddy bum, yabba bye bye bim bum, Yai bye bye bim biddy bum, yabba bye bye bim bum, I die 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 die, yabba bye bye bim bum, I die die die, yabba bye bye bim bum. ונאמר כי ודע אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Amen. May we lie down this night in peace and rise up to life renewed. May this night spread over us a canopy of calm, lifted by the blessing of rest. There will come a time when the morning will bring no word of war, famine, or anguish. There will come a dawn to rejoice in, the peace of mind, heart, and being. Praised are you, the source of renewal within us, for the night's rest and for the promise of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל אותי לעולם, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Vaydaber Moshe et Moadei Adonai el Bnei Yisrael. And Moses declared the appointed festivals of Adonai to the people of Israel.
Before we begin the tefillah, just a note that on Simchat Torah, we say the prayer for rain, which means that we return to Mashiv Haruach Umarit Hagashem during the Gevurot. So just a little heads up there. Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch Ata Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atarav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach Umorid HaGashem, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofe Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishene Afar, Michamocha Baal Givurot, Umido Melach, Melach Memit, Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata lahachayot hakol, Baruch ata Adonai, Mechaye hakol.
Remember those whose hearts poured out to you like water, who trusted that the journey would lead to you. For Abraham and Sarah's faith do not withhold water. Remember the one chosen for her words. Please take some water. And remember the one whose blood was spilled, almost spilled like water. For Rebekah and Isaac's righteousness grant water. Remember how Jacob crossed the river to wrestle in the waters of his conscience. Recall the sisters' tears, their waters of birth, their tents of peace. For Jacob, Rachel, and Leah, fill the earth with needed water. Livracha velo liklala, l'chaim velo l'mavet, l'sova velo l'ratzon. For blessing and not for curse, for life and not death, for abundance, not want.
Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim b'chol yom yahaluch asela. Baruch ata Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
You have chosen us in favor, in love and favor, by making us holy through your mitzvot and drawing us close to your service, that through us your great and holy name may become known in all the earth. In your love, Adonai, our God, you have given us Shabbatot of rest, feasts of gladness, and seasons of joy. This Shabbat and this festival of Atzeret Simchat Torah, season of rejoicing, to unite in worship and recall the exodus from Egypt. Our God and God of our ancestors, be mindful of your people Israel, and recall our merit for good and grace, and in loving kindness and compassion for life and peace on this festival of Atzeret Simchat Torah. Zochrenu Adonai Eloheinu bo l'tova.
Amen.
Ufokdenu vo livracha.
Amen.
V'hoshienu vo l'chayim.
Amen.
This day remember us for well-being. This
Amen.
day bless us with your nearness.
Amen.
This day help us to a fuller life.
Amen. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
Now we take a few moments of silent reflection. And we'll conclude our Amidah with Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Shalom
our thoughts turn to those who are in need of healing. We think in our own community of Sharon Barr, Marcy Berman, Sarah Cohen, Kay Cosby, Carolyn Dowlin, Mel Eichelbaum, Dawn Elmore, Steve Feynman, Bernice Fischel, Mary Ann Flatley, Sherry Foss, Justin Folk, Natalie Greenberg, Mitchell Jacobson, Al Kaufman, Matt Kiefer, Caitlin Kiernan, Siobhan Kiernan, Alex Kipp, Ida Kononova, Julie Lemley, Jana Lesser, Dan McShane, Tom Manning, Olivia Martinez, Mike McNerney, Vivian Montemayor, Tom Moore, Sam Negri, Charles Patrick, Alan Polonsky, Carol Schiffer, Mimi Tobin, Susan Weber, Elliot Wesser, and Marcia Gorin Wesser. At this time, if there are names you would like to add for the Misha Berach Lecholim, the prayer for healing, I invite you to unmute yourselves, share those names, and then remute yourselves.
Ken Samet.
Shannon Callahan.
Sandra and
David Fishelman, Kyle McPherson, Jacob Blake.
Melissa Bornstein.
Isaac Cohen and Barbara Strootman.
Paula Smith.
Darren.
David Marshall.
We take all the names that have been said and all the names that remain in our hearts and offer the words and song of the Misha Berach Lecholim. Misha Berach Avotenu Vimotenu, Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah, Hu Yivarech et HaCholim Shalanu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Aleihem, Lahachlimam Urapotam Ulahachazikam, Vishlach Lehem Mehira Refuah, Refuah Shlema Min HaShamayim, Refuat HaNefesh U'Refuat HaGuf, Hashta Bagala Vizman Kariv, Ve'no Mahar Amen.
Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
Right. So, Judaism is a faith characterized by repetition. Daily in our morning, afternoon, and evening prayers, weekly in the seventh day of Shabbat, celebrated 52 times a year, monthly in the blessing of the new moon, and annually in the cycle of our festivals and holidays. Such repetition imbues our tradition into our individual souls, family lives, and communal engagement. Our belief in repetition is perhaps what most powerfully symbolized by this coming week's holiday and this weekend's holiday of Simchat Torah, when we complete the reading of the 5 books of Moses and immediately start anew with Genesis. Year after year, the Torah invites us to experience creation and imagine ourselves at Sinai, witnessing our transformation from slavery to peoplehood. It presents the psychodrama of complex family and intergenerational relationships that confound us or may mirror our own. Tonight, you will hear 3 readings from the Torah. One from the ending of our Torah this week from Deuteronomy, featuring Moses in his last moments of life. The last reading, the 3rd one, will be from the beginning, from Genesis, before even a single human being has had that blessing of life. And the 3rd will be from Leviticus, where we are commanded to keep festivals like this one. We benefit from this repetition because the words of the Torah don't change, but we do. Each year, our encounters with the same texts yield new understandings drawn from our life experiences. The Torah teaches and encourages us to tap into our own unlimited potential for renewal, growth, and transformation. Please enjoy our presentation of a brief digital Simchat Torah.
Heivenu shalom alechem, Heivenu shalom alechem, Heivenu shalom alechem, Heivenu shalom, shalom, shalom alechem, Heivenu shalom alechem, Heivenu shalom alechem, Heivenu shalom alechem, Heivenu shalom, shalom, shalom alechem, Heivenu shalom alechem. Shalom alechem, Heivenu shalom alechem, Heivenu shalom, shalom, shalom alechem. בשנה הבאה נשב על המרפסת ונספור ציפורים נודדות. ילדים בחופשה ישחקו תופסת בין הבית לבין השדות. עוד תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. עוד תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה.
ויעל משה מערבות מואב אל הר נבו, ראש הפסגה אשר על פני יריחו. ויראהו אדוני את כל הארץ, את הגלעד עד דן, ואת כל נפתלי, ואת ארץ אפרים ומנשה, ואת כל ארץ יהודה עד היום האחרון, ואת הנגב, ואת הכיכר, בקעת יריחו, עיר התמרים עד צוער. ויאמר אדוני אליו, זאת הארץ אשר נשבעתי לאברהם, ליצחק וליעקב לאמור, לזרעך אתננה. הראיתיך ועיניך ושמה לא תעבור. וימות שם משה עבד אדוני בארץ מואב על פי אדוני. ויקבור אותו וגיא בארץ מואב מול בית פאור, ולא ידע איש את גבורתו עד היום הזה. ומשה בן 120 שנה במותו, לא כהתה עינו ולא נסלחו. ויבכו בני ישראל את משה בערבות מואב 30 יום, ויתמו ימי וכי אבל משה. ויהושע בן נון, מלא רוח חוכמה, כי שמח משה את ידיו עליו. וישמעו אליו בני ישראל ויעשו כאשר ציווה אדוני את משה. ולא קם נביא עוד בישראל כמשה, אשר ידעו אדוני פנים אל פנים, לכל האותות והמופתים אשר שלחו אדוני לעשות בארץ מצרים, לפרעה ולכל עבדיו ולכל ארצו, ולכל היד החזקה ולכל המורא הגדול אשר עשה משה לעיני כל ישראל. חזק חזק ונתחזק.
דבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם מועדי אדוני, אשר תקראו אותם מקראי קודש, אלה הם מועדי. 6 ימים תעשה מלאכה, וביום השביעי שבת שבתון מקרא קודש, כל מלאכה לא תעשו. שבת היא לאדוני בכל מושבותיכם. אלה מועדי אדוני מקראי קודש, אשר תקראו אותם במועדם. בחודש הראשון, ב14 לחודש, בין 40, פסח לאדוני. וב15 יום לחודש הזה, חג המצות לאדוני. 7 ימים מצות תאכלו. ביום הראשון מקרא קודש יהיה לכם, כל מלאכת עבודת לא תעשו. והקרבתם אישה לאדוני 7 ימים, ביום השביעי מקרא קודש, כל מלאכת עבודה לא תעשו.
השיט ברא אלוהים את השמיים ואת הארץ, והארץ הייתה תוהו ובוהו, וחושך על פני תהום, ורוח אלוהים מרחפת על פני המים. ויאמר אלוהים יהי אור ויהי אור, וירא אלוהים את האור כי טוב. ויבדל אלוהים בין האור ובין החושך, ויקרא אלוהים לאור יום, ולחושך קרא לילה. ויהי ערב ויהי בוקר יום אחד. V'yomer Elohim Yehi rakia betoch hamayim Vayhi mavdil bein mayim lamayim V'yas Elohim et harakia V'yavdil bein hamayim asher mitachat l'rakia Uvein hamayim asher me'al l'rakia v'hichein V'yikra Elohim l'rakia shamayim V'hi erev v'hi boker yom sheni V'yomer Elohim Yikavu hamayim mitachat hashamayim ha'makom echad V'tereh yabesha v'hichein V'yikra Elohim liyabesha eretz Umikvei hamayim kara yamim V'yar Elohim ki tov V'yomer Elohim Tadshe haaretz deshe esav masriya zeretz priyose prilamino Sher zoravo haaretz v'hichein V'totze haaretz deshe esav masriya zer laminehu V'yetz osapri asher zoravo laminehu V'yar Elohim ki tov V'hi erev v'hi boker yom shalishi.
Nope, don't do that. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed it. Now I'd like to call on Lori Greenberg to share with us some synagogue announcements.
Good evening, everyone. Please forgive my scary appearance this evening. I had skin cancer surgery yesterday, and that's the reason I have this giant white bandage on my face. I wanted to let you all know that Kesher High is meeting tomorrow at 9:30, and Torah study begins at 11 a.m. tomorrow with student Rabbi Sam Stern. Thank you to Lisa, Sam, Wendy, and others for a beautiful service this evening. And the Torah chanting was particularly lovely and meaningful, so thank you. We have an Introduction to Judaism class that is beginning on October 21st. It's an 8-week course that will be live online. It will meet on Wednesdays at 7 p.m., again, starting October 21st. There is no charge for Temple High members, and the registration fee is $180 for others who are not members. So if you have anyone in your friends and family network that might be interested in participating, you don't have to, obviously you don't have to be here in San Antonio to participate, and all are welcome. And I'm sure there are many of us that could benefit from participating in that opportunity as well. So give that some thought. We also have a new Sea of Reeds. The Sisterhood Book Club has just announced a new book. It's called The Last Kings of Shanghai, the rival Jewish families that helped create modern China. And the book club will meet on Thursday, November 12th at 7 p.m. I just actually downloaded it from I don't know if any of you use the Bexar County Bibliothèque, but I found it is available both to read and also as an audiobook at Bibliothèque. So consider joining us for that. It sounds like a very interesting book, so I'm looking forward to that. I also wanted to remind everybody that early voting starts on Tuesday, October 13th, and runs through Friday, October 30th. No matter what your political affiliation or leanings are, it's really important for everyone to get out and vote. There are some opportunities to get involved in the Get Out the Vote effort that were included in the high notes on Tuesday. So I refer you to that and encourage everybody to exercise your right to vote. And certainly early voting is a a bit safer way to go than going in person on actual election day. So that's it for our announcements. I wanted to share a Shabbat thought. And this one comes to us from Richard Usatine. Richard says that in my busy life, the only thing that I routinely do is share Shabbat dinner on Friday night with my family. Lately, that means just my wife, as my daughter and her family have moved to Austin, and we miss having them with us. But I do look forward to lighting the candles and saying our Shabbat prayers and participating in the Shabbat service over Zoom. This may be very simple, but it has great meaning for me. Thank you, Richard, and I wish everyone a peaceful and restful Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you very much, Lori. And now we turn to our concluding prayers, beginning with Aleinu L'Shabeach.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shehu noteh shamayim v'yosed aretz, umoshav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al, ushhinatu zo begofei meromim, hu Eloheinu ein od, va'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומורדים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad.
Now our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth. We think of those from among our own community and loved by those in our community. In the period of Shloshim, 30 days, we think of Fred Halberstadt, cousin of Maury Goldstein, and Yartzites, the anniversary of the death of Alana Noriel, sister of Lisa Goldstein, Barbara Adcock, sister of Gerald Adcock, Carol Galley, mother of Phyllis Galley, and Nicholas Consilvio, father of Christine Myers. We also remember 10 people who perished in the Holocaust: Rosalie Weigel, Katerina Van Zanten, Esther Virkendam, Cynthia Wolf, Leah Diamond, Marion Weimer, Toby Zwecker, Titia Werner, Katja von Prague, and Mariana Ertmann. At this time, if you have names you would like to add for the Mourner's Kaddish, I invite you to unmute yourselves, share that name, and then remute yourselves.
Bruce Spindler.
I would like to add the name of Michael Stern, known in Israel as Avram Moshe ben Rachmiel Levi. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ulamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal, shemei dekudsha brichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imrumav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may the source of peace send peace to all who mourn. And as fits our celebration of the Torah, our closing song this evening will be Eitz Chaim Hi.
tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom.
And now it's time for Kiddush.
If you have some fruit of the vine handy, please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol am v'romamanu mikol lashon, v'kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava, Shabbatot limnucha, u'moadim l'simcha, chagim uzmanim l'sason, et yom haShabbat hazeh, v'et yom hashmini chag ha'atzeret hazeh, zman simchatenu mikra kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat u'moadei kodshecha b'ahava uvratzon, b'simcha u'sason hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat v'Yisrael v'hazmanim.
Amen. And now we will bless our challah or bread, whatever you have on you.
And I have to show off my Torah challah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lachem min haaretz v'te'avon.
Amen. So, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I invite you to unmute yourselves and wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom, a Chag Sameach, for this holiday.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Chag Sameach.